Salakia, Salakia. I had a call that came through, but I got the brother Kabar. He pulled up with me,
Shalom.
and Lord willing, we just gonna get back into it. It's Romans 11:28 again. It says, "As concerning the gospel, they are enemies for your sakes, but as touching the election, they are beloved for the Father's sake." So, as concerning the gospel, they are enemies for your sake. So really, but it says, "But as touching the election, they are beloved for the Father's sakes." The persecution that comes upon us from our people, what I'm saying, is really beautiful and needed for our glorification. What I'm saying. So, there's no reason to, be getting mad at our people for coming up against us with persecution, because really, they're beloved for the Father's sake. You know, they're enemies for the gospel's sake, but for our sake to be elected, they're beloved for us, man. So they're needed for us to ultimately be glorified and beautified by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And this name of this lesson is leap for joy. You know what I'm saying? So you're supposed to leap for joy, really knowing that, okay, you're suffering persecution on this level from your people, although you're doing, so to speak, righteous works. You know what I'm saying? This is really a beautiful thing. You're supposed to leap for joy for that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a thing to be joyous about.
Yep.
Um, we can get to the next one. Unless you got something.
Kind of Luke 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the first pre kind of reiterates Matthew 5 when it says, "Blessed are they persecuted."
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, it's really a blessing. You know what I'm saying?
Con.
We come, I mean, really, enduring the same afflictions. You know that Yahushua, he suffered things that we can only imagine at this point. You know,
Con. Mm-hmm.
Luke 6:35.
Con.
This is in Luke 6:35. It says, "But love ye your enemies, and do good, and lend, hoping for nothing again, and your reward shall be great, and ye shall be the children of the highest, for he is kind unto the unthankful and to the evil."
Mm-hmm. So it says, "But love your enemies, love ye your enemies, and do good, and lend, hoping for nothing again, and your reward shall be great, and ye shall be the children of the highest, for he is kind unto the unthankful and to the evil." So this is a perfect example of entreating persecution, from the mouth of our Lord. He's letting you know, like, oh, love your enemies and do good and lend to them. Why? Why? Because ultimately you need them. You need them to be perfected. You need them for your glorification. You know what I'm saying? He has set two works against another. You know what I'm saying? So Yahweh Shai set up the persecutors and those who are going to be persecuted. You know what I'm saying? Those who are being persecuted, these are the ones who possibly have a great chance um at being chosen by Yahweh Shai. Because I was going into it too. When you go into persecution, one of the synonyms for it is oppression, and our people are being oppressed.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So on the whole, the nation of Israel is being persecuted. You know what I'm saying? So really, all our people should be joyous. You know what I'm saying? But even us more so as servants of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. You know what I'm saying? That's really that we supposed to be even more happy than that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Con.
Um, so yeah, we get the next one. Unless you got something to add.
Um, I mean, I was taking the lead in Ecclesiastes 7, but I can hold it.
Okay, kind
First Peter 4.
of.
It's First Peter 4:13. It says, "But rejoice, inasmuch as ye are partakers of Mashiach's sufferings, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy."
You got it, bro.
God, you know. So being that body for Mashiach, that's what comes with it, man. Yahushua was saying, like, count the cost, man. You know, to make sure. I mean, are you willing to suffer the particular things that Yahushua had to endure? You know, the things that he endured. This is we talking about Yahushua. You know, and we're not better than Yahushua. This we talking about the greatest man, the one who created us, man. You know, we talking about the one who came on earth and he didn't sin, man. He literally he was an unblemished lamb, man. In the flesh we have blemishes, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, we don't deserve anything. Uh, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to mercy, that's something that we should rejoice in, just the hope of getting mercy, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let alone getting glory.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. And all the righteous men before us who was renowned and great and devout, they all got persecuted, man. You know what I'm saying? So you should be happy about that. You in good company,
Hmm.
you know.
First Chronicles. This is First Chronicles. Where it's at? I don't see no 36.
Oh, it might be Second Chronicles. Yes, Salakia, Second Chronicles.
Second Chronicles 36 and verse 16. It says, "But they mocked the messengers of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, and despised his words, and misused his prophets, until the wrath of the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai arose against his people, till there was no remedy."
Yeah, so ultimately, Yahweh Shemal Shai, he's gonna give wrath unto to those who persecute us. There's no remedy for the persecutors of Yahweh Shemal Shai's prophets. You know what I'm saying, of his servants. There's no remedy for that. You know what I'm saying. So really, ultimately, you know what I'm saying. As servants and prophets, we're supposed to you you know uh forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. You know what I'm saying? Because we're supposed to understand that fact. Like, man, you know what I'm saying. They don't even know, like, us knowing that this persecution is really needed for us. They don't even know them persecuting us is being their detriment. You know what I'm saying? So us is being on a higher level, so to speak, to be able to entreat persecution. We're supposed to appreciate that, and ultimately, Yahweh Shema Shai. Oh, Salakia. Was it one more person, man? Um,
Should we read it again?
yeah, just read it one more time. Salakia.
Con. It says, "But they mocked the messengers of the Most High, and despised his words, and misused his prophets, until the wrath of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai arose against his people, till there was no remedy."
Yeah. So ultimately, Yahweh Shema Shai. He's gonna always remember those who are misused. He's gonna always remember his servants that are misused. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna get a perpetual remembrance because they suffer that misuse, that mistreatment, that ill treatment, you know, their reproach. Because they suffer their reproach, they're gonna constantly suffer their reproach, and ultimately they're gonna get a perpetual remembrance for suffering their reproach.
Hmm. Con. Yep.
You said you had one?
I could hold it. Would you want me to get it
Yeah,
now?
you can grab it.
I think it's on Ecclesiastes 7. I'm thinking about. Um, this is in Ecclesiastes 7 and verse. I was just gonna get 3.
Con.
It says, Ecclesiastes 7 and 3, "Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance the heart is made better." You know, so really, being in that sorrowful state, you know, the sadness of the countenance, that's a true gift. Because an actual gift destroys the heart. Getting something that's gonna make you feel good on the inside, feel warm.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? That's actually destroying you. You know what I'm saying? In the spirit, you're not ready for war. You're not feeling any adversity. That's what Yahushua dealt with. He didn't come on the scene and get a whole bunch of glory, man. He said it himself. "I received not honor from men."
Mhm.
And we talking about Yahushua, man, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, man. You know, so us being in that state of mourning, that's a good thing, man. Like how should I say it, Matthew 5, in Luke 6. You know what I'm saying? Blessed are they that mourn. You know,
Mhm.
so that's something that we wanna be in that spirit, man. Most High is nigh to those with a broken heart, man,
Mhm.
contrite spirit.
Mhm.
You know, he ain't coming for a whole bunch of jakes that's and laughter, a whole bunch of jakes laughing, man.
Right.
144,000 are gonna be in that state of mirth.
Mhm.
You
They,
know,
they're gonna be mirth. So like they're gonna be mirth. They're gonna be in mirth and joy and laughter because they're receiving of their persecution. You know what I'm saying? That's what's
Con,
gonna make them happy.
mm,
You know what I'm saying?
Karnak, yeah. Karnak, yep. Like Sirach 2 goes into, man, taking that cheerfully, man.
Kind brother.
Taking
Mm.
this thing cheerfully when we're
Mhm.
in the lowest state,
Kind brother.
because this thing has to happen. So understanding, having that knowledge and wisdom, understanding that, this is actually a good sign.
Mhm.
Most times dealing with people, you know. I got another Bible
Kind,
verse.
oh, what you got? Slug.
It's in Corinthians. We talk about sorrowful, always rejoicing.
Oh yeah. Kind. Was it? Is it Second Corinthians 6 or First Corinthians 6?
Um,
Second Corinthians 6.
it's in, yeah, 2 Corinthians 6, yeah.
Uh,
Because it's a beautiful thing, to be sorrowful. Second Corinthians 6:10.
Start 10, Con.
Mm-hmm.
I got you. This 2 Corinthians 6:10 says, as sorrowful yet always rejoicing, as poor yet making many rich, as having nothing and yet possessing all things.
Right. You know, so it's a balance, man. You know, if you read down in Sirach or Slaki Ecclesiastes 7, it tells you, oppression maketh the wise man mad. But jumping further down is telling you not to be over mad or over wise, you know. And so it's a balance, and what balances us out is understanding, that in the end goal, the end, like the fact that we're actually going through this fiery trial. That's something that the elect are going to be going through. The 1/3 are going to be going through that fire. We're going to make it out, Lord, one with those men.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to sing aloud upon our beds. Then we're going to be, rejoicing. But within that, it should build us up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the fact that we're going through particular things, that's actually a good sign.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Con, bro.
So 44.
Mm-hmm.
This is Sirach 44, starting at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Sirach 44 and 1. Let us now praise famous men and our fathers that begat us.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord hath wrought great glory by them through his great power from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
It says, verse 3, such as did bear rule in their kingdoms, men renowned for their power, giving counsel by their understanding, and declaring prophecies.
Such as the prophets that was misused that we read about in Second Chronicles 36. You know, such as them. We have to remember them. But what should we remember about them? Well, Yahweh Shemashai remembered them. When they were misused and persecuted. You know.
Mhm. Leaders of the people by their counsels, and by their knowledge of learning, meet for the people. Wise and eloquent are their instructions,
Mm-hmm.
such as found out musical tunes and recited verses in writing,
Mm-hmm.
like in the Psalms, David.
Con. Yep.
Rich men furnished with ability, living peaceably in their
Mm.
habitations. All these were honored in their generations,
Mm.
and were the glory of their times.
Mm.
It says, there be of them that have left a name behind them, that their praises might be reported.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 9. And some there be which have no memorial, who are perished as though they have never been, and are become as though they had never been born,
Mm-hmm.
and their children after them.
Con.
But these were merciful men, whose righteousness hath not been forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
With their seed shall continually remain a good inheritance, and their children are within the covenant. Their seed standeth fast, and their children for their
Mm-hmm.
sakes.
Yeah. So like the their so what it saying? You go to Luke 6 real quick. So like just what it say about their fathers? What is it like 23? They say their fathers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It says Luke 6:23, rejoice ye in that day, and leap for joy, for behold, your reward is great in heaven. For in the like manner did their prophets unto the prophets,
Con.
for in the like manner did their fathers
Mm-hmm.
into the
Yeah.
prophets.
Did their fathers unto the prophets, right? And it said here in Sirach 44 that their seed standeth fast and their children for their sakes. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but their seed shall continually remain a good inheritance, and their children are within the covenant. So their children are going to suffer some of the things that their fathers suffered. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because you are, your fathers ultimately. You know what I'm saying? Which, like I was touching on too before you had jumped in about the spirits of the prophets being subject to the prophets. You know what I'm saying? So it's a beautiful thing to, to be considered in the same class as the prophets that was before us. Why? Because they have a continual, perpetual remembrance. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we're supposed to leap for joy, because ultimately we have a chance at being remembered. You know what I'm saying? By Yahweh Shem, Yahweh Shah, we have a chance of being these men whom glory was never blotted out. Whom say steadfast within the covenant. Who will never be forgotten. You know what I'm saying? Whoever forever memorial. You know what I'm saying? That's heavy, man. You know what I'm saying? You have a memorial that's forever. You know what I'm saying? So that's something to leap for joy about, man. That you could very well be one of the top spirits ever created. You know?
Mhm.
So us knowing that we could possibly have this type of glory waiting on us when we don't deserve it, so we really just deserve to be persecuted. But this persecution is so we can inherit this right here. We're supposed to be leaping for joy. What the hell we mad about, man? What are you mad about? You mad at your people. You mad at the heathen. You mad at everybody. You meditating terror. Which it ain't nothing wrong with that. But what the hell are you so mad about, man? This persecution is needed for you to be glorified, man. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be vigilant, man, and understand, and be understanding. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Kind of. Yep. And then Romans 5.
You can.
It's Romans 5 and 3. It says, and not only also, but we glory in tribulations also, knowing that tribulation worketh patience.
Yeah, and not only so, but we glory in tribulation. Tribulations also knowing that tribulation work of patience. So everything, all this persecution that we're faced with is really for our benefit. You know what I'm saying? Because patience is needed for us. Um, to possess our souls. You know what I'm saying? In your patience possesses ye your souls. Let patience have its perfect work. So patience is a fruit of the spirit. You know what I'm saying? That's being steadfast within the covenant. You know what I'm saying? Within the spirit of that's gonna make up the covenant. Is having that patience. Through tribulation. So through the oppression and the victimization. You know what I'm saying, that we're faced with. The ill treatment. You know the wrong the undeserved reproach. You know what I'm saying? This ultimately works our patience, which patience is needed for us to ultimately receive what the prophets before us received, because they got persecuted, but they had patience through that persecution, knowing that it was a crown of righteousness laid up for them, even if it wasn't immediately. you know
Mm-hmm. Right. Yep.
and what we got, two more. You got something?
Let me see. I think I got one. And let's lock it. That's fine.
Uh,
Well, quick one.
okay, God.
Hebrews 10 and 36.
Mm-hmm.
Let me start 35. It says, cast not away therefore your confidence, which hath great recompense of reward. For ye have need of
Mm,
patience, that after ye have done the will of Yahweh Shem Shai, ye might receive the promise.
mm,
You know? So ultimately, having that faith, man, that strong confidence, that, we're not doing this in vain, this labor is not in vain. You know what I'm saying? Most High's words are not going to come back void. So we know that there's, light at the end of the tunnel, you know? We're with those men, but regardless, this thing is going to happen, man. As a people, we're going to be receiving, all right, the promise, man. And that's something that we have faith, strong confidence in, man.
mm, yeah.
Contrary to these other nations, I was just thinking about in Maccabee 7, the Maccabean mother,
Mm-hmm.
how she was telling them like they have no, they're not, they're not even gonna have no resurrection, man.
Mm,
You know, so even within, striving for the truth into death, if that be our lot, like that's still something to rejoice in, man, because we
mm-hmm.
know we gonna come back good, man.
Mm-hmm.
These Edomites, they ain't gonna have no memorial, no
God.
resurrection,
Mm.
nothing to look back on. Like, yeah,
God, bro.
it's just gonna be like, was this the man?
God,
This
yep.
is he, this feeble Edomite?
Yeah. That's wild, and that's another point on what I was saying too about our whole nation really could glory in
Yep.
persecution. You know what I'm saying? Because at least all Israel is gonna be saved. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Okay, let me get this.
First Peter 2.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of. It's First Peter 2. It's First Peter 2 and 19.
God, yep.
It's First Peter 2 and 19. It says, for this is thankworthy, if a man for conscience toward Yahweh Bashim Shai endure grief, suffering wrongly.
Mm-hmm.
It says, for what glory is it? It says, if when ye be buffeted by your faults, ye shall take it patiently. But when ye do well and suffer for it, ye take it patiently. This is acceptable with Yahweh Bashim Shai.
Yeah, so this is acceptable with Yahweh Shema Shah, being patient through persecution, being patient through oppression, being patient through ill treatment or suffering wrongly, wrongful reproach. You know what I'm saying? Enduring grief. This is thankworthy for Yahweh Shema Shah, and ultimately for us to be doing something that's thankworthy of Yahweh Shema Shah. That's heavy. You should be like super excited. You know what I'm saying? Just like the apostles in Acts the 5th chapter, when they was beaten for teaching in the name of Yahweh Shah Mashiach, they was rejoicing that they even got counted worthy to be beaten in that name. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we supposed to be, because ultimately we know we're doing something that's thankworthy to Yahweh Shah Mashiach. He'll give us a thanks for it. You know what I'm saying? And that's heavy. Receiving the thanks from Yahweh Shah Mashiach, that's heavy. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I mean, if you're in your right mind, that should be heavy. You know what I'm saying? Doing something that's thankworthy to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son. That's crazy.
Hell yeah.
And then,
2 Thessalonians 1. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 1. And, 2 Thessalonians 1 and verse 3. It says, we are bound to thank Yahweh Bashim Shai always for you, brethren, as it is meet, because that your faith groweth exceedingly, and the charity of every one of you toward each other aboundeth, so that we ourselves glory in you in the churches of Yahweh Bashim Shai, for your patience and faith in all your persecutions and tribulations that ye endure, which is a manifest token of the righteous judgment of Yahweh Bashim Shai, that ye may be counted worthy of the kingdom of Yahweh Bashim Shai, for which ye also suffer.
So it's a manifest token of the righteous judgment of Yahweh Shema Shah. You know what I'm saying? Enduring persecutions and tribulations through your patience and your faith. That's a manifest token, a apparent token that Yahweh Shema Shah is definitely suffering with you on the right hand side. You know what I'm saying? So that's something to be very happy about. You know what I'm saying? A manifest token. We know Yahweh Shema Shah, He don't even give out manifest tokens like that. You know what I'm saying? Like evidence. You know what I'm saying? He ain't giving out too much evidence out here. Like you're gonna have some faith. You know what I'm saying? So that's a manifest token that Yahweh Shema Shah could very well be supping with you. You know. And then in verse 6, Salakia, it says, sin is a righteous thing with Yahweh Shema Shah to recompense those tribulations to them that trouble you. So Yahweh Shema Shah, he's also going to take pleasure in recompensing those who have persecuted you. You know what I'm saying? So what do we should be happy about persecution, point blank period. We should be leaping for joy. And if when we're faced with persecution and tribulation, and have faith and be patient through it, because ultimately Yahweh Shema Shah could very well be dealing with us. You know, it's like what you gonna say? It seemed like you gonna say something.
Nah, you got it.
Kinda. Yep. So that's it. Kinda. Yeah. So with that, we want to give our praises to Yahweh,
Yahweh
Bashem,
Bashim
Yahweh Shai, Bashem,
Bashim
Rakakadash.
Rakakadash.
Double honors to the apostle and elders who rule well, and peace and salutations to the house of David. Shalom to the elect.
Shalom.